Yo, what's going on with y'all? Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. We've been going hard for a couple hours. Yo, let me go ahead and tell y'all what was going on earlier. So we did the ATL relaunch, all right? And your boy hosted, came across some great talent. We got one back here.
Facts.
All right, so now, but no games. We got BOSSSLINI up here who came all the way down from New Jersey. And I already had a chance to actually watch my dude perform. He actually came in the top 3 for the overall event. Like, he's no game, y'all, but I'm going to let him talk. Like, what you got to say to the people?
Hey, man, I just want to say what's up, everybody. You know what I mean? How everybody doing? I just got done with a performance. It was great. Shout out to Tech Now. Shout out to everybody that threw the event, man. It was definitely a, good occasion. You know what I mean? We got busy and everybody got busy. So, I'm here doing my interview. You know what I mean? Checking in with the whole Tech Now Experience crew. And, you know what I mean? We doing our thing.
Yo, so what's the story that you tell when you rap? See, I'm going straight into it. Like, what's the story that you... Actually, I'm going to make it a little more complex.
I got you, bro.
What's the story that you want to tell?
Yeah.
Feel like has to be told? Mm-hmm. And what have you already told from it, like, thus far?
Facts. Okay, so the story, you know what I mean, that I would like to tell is, you know what I mean, I'm from Trenton, New Jersey. You know what I mean, I actually stay down here, you know what I mean, in Georgia, but, you know what I mean, I just try to always keep those East Coast roots. I mean, I listen to a lot of things, you know what I mean, as far as music is considered, but, just bars in general and just coming up with nice hooks and, things people can relate to, people can vibe out to, you know what I mean, just necessarily feel good. I just, what I want to represent, I just want to leave behind, a mark that made people, feel like themselves or just, want to be themselves, make it, okay to be themselves. Do your own thing, pave your own way, set your own trailblazer, you know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do in order to become great. And I'm just trying to be the best version of myself, with each and every interview, with each and every performance, and just try my hardest, and not just from a standpoint like on some happy-go-lucky shit, but just also like just give my all so I can become, top 3 or top 2 or even, number 1 next time with the next event. So, you know what I mean? Just always putting in 100% effort, because in order to succeed, you got to fail first, So I think a lot of people just scared to chase their dreams and scared to fail. You know what I mean? You just got to put it in. Don't know shit happen overnight.
Facts. So, like, how long have you been doing music? Since you mentioned age, that makes me want to ask the question, like, not how old you are, but how long have you been doing music? Like, what's your music age?
For sure. As far as my music age, I've been doing music for about maybe 4 years, as far as, professionally in the studio on some studio shit. I always could just rap, barbecues and little shit like that. But, just taking it serious and, making, my words known through the booth and translating it to streaming services and things of that nature. And, it's been about 4 years.
4 years. So how old were you when you realized you loved music?
Man, I mean, as far as love music, I had to be like maybe 8 or 10, because it's just like when you grow up around some shit that's just on a regular, it's on a daily. Like I used to listen to Redmans of the world, the Method Mans, the Cool G raps, the Nas. You know what I'm saying? Now you take it to the day with some of the biggest bidders. You from Charlotte, so y'all got the Baby, y'all got J. Cole, Murray and things of that nature. Y'all got a whole multitude of great rappers. So what I mean, just just always being around music for real. Like you take it back to R&B, Mary J. Blige's of the world, Carl Thomas, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? All the little bops. That's where my new tape, Arm Boss, stemmed from. I just wanted to, just basically give an homage to the shit I grew up with, but just putting it in, my own twist, putting my own twist on it. That's why it's called Arm Boss instead of R&B, because I'm BOSSSLINI, and I just wanted to put, my boss mix on it. So, just got inspired from that. You know what I mean? Just being around music.
Man, you named some legends too. Like, look, we had a time now where people so lost in the sauce, they don't even know who the legends are half the time. You named a few though. So you definitely named a few. I know Nas was one of the big ones I listened to coming up.
Facts.
Like Nas had a way of painting pictures with what he was talking about. He definitely could tell the story.
Facts.
I think he's the best. I honestly think he's the best storyteller I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Like the fact that he can drop an album right now, tell more stories, and you still just as engaged.
Facts.
Now that's some other level stuff.
Facts.
So like with you though, after watching you perform, I watched you go over a couple different topics. Definitely, something for the ladies.
Facts.
I definitely saw you do that. That was the one where I was like, yo, I might play this with my girl. Like,
Facts.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, for those of y'all that missed the ATL relaunch, y'all missed some very talented people. BOSSSLINI being one. Obviously, he top 3, right?
Facts.
But like what I heard was somebody who, like, honest to goodness, I could see in my head, because I have a wild imagination anyway.
Yes, sir.
I could see people in my head rocking with what you had going on, and not just because it was just an imagination. No, I saw how people were receiving you, during the performance. So it's like in my head, I'm sitting there like, if you put him in front of a bigger crowd, it'll just be more people rocking with him. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
You need to keep going with that. Like, you need to keep pushing with that. That's nothing to play with. How old are you?
I'm 29.
You're 29.
That's why Unc said I said I'm pushing 30. I'm just having fun with it.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, shoot, I'm a 96 baby. Yeah, what y'all got to see?
Yeah,
I'm 96
sure.
baby up in here.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
95, 90s baby, stand up.
Look, I feel like the YNs out there, y'all still got Similac on you, bro. So let Big Brother Brass tell you something for real. Right. But yo, so like, were you ever in like the band or choir or anything like that?
Nah, I was never in the band. I was never in the choir. You know what I'm saying?
Music's just something you jumped into.
Yeah, it was just something I jumped into. You know what I mean? Just always being around it and always having a love for it. Always, I got videos of myself rapping. You know what I mean? From the gas station, just on some regular freestyle shit when I was younger, middle school days. You know,
people rocking with it back then.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. You know, just raw energy. You know what I mean? And I'm just really, really ready to, just do it on a professional level now. So that's pretty much it, man. You know, I'm just glad that y'all got a chance to gravitate towards my performance, whether, it was in your imagination, seeing me do bigger things, you know what I mean? Enjoy, better horizons, or, whether people was rocking with me, in person. So, I just try to basically, like I said, give my all, and, that's all you got to do, That's why I got a chance to make it the top 3, because they saw something to me that, you know what I mean, that could, position me in that position, you know what I mean? And it's only up from here, only greater things from here.
That's crazy. Man, I'm telling you, because it's like listening to you here and listening to your music is kind of like you the same person, but to an extent, it's also like you wouldn't necessarily. I feel like I understand everything about you.
Absolutely.
I feel like there's another side of you.
Absolutely.
Do you? What is that? What is that?
The other side is just, I'm real cool, calm, collected, but I like to enjoy my music, of course, which is my craft. You know what I mean? I like to, just enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. I just let everything translate through my music. I let my music be my therapy session. So, whenever you hear me, I may have been going through something that, a period of time that translate or that resonates with that song that I just recorded. So, that's really all it be. That's really all it is. Just those learning experiences, those learning curves, those, good memories, those not so pleasant memories. And, you just translate it to the pen and pad, or if you're just talented enough to just go in there and go off the top of the dome and translate, your experiences to, the booth, then it's more power to you. But that's really how I would call it, man. What you see is what you get. And you know what I mean? I'm putting it in my music and I'm standing on it 100%. You know what I mean? I'm like that. I'm just trying to be like that shot of espresso in the morning. That motivation factor. Everybody need a kick up to go to work. I'm trying to relate to all facets of people. I ain't gonna cap to y'all. Niggas got 9 to 5s out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's real.
At the end of the day, it's all about getting to where you want to get, and using that leverage wherever you at to catapult you into a new trajectory. You know what I mean? Just stepping stones. You know what I mean? Just building your own foundation of life. You know what I mean? Just that's pretty much it. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to translate that to the pen and the pad. I'm trying to translate that in my songs. I'm trying to rate, I got an Apple Watch on. Everybody can't rap about a Richard Mille. Everybody can't rap about a Rolex. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta relate. You know what I mean? Like when Dirk say he the voice of the trenches, like you gotta relate to the trenches. When whatever you pushing, whatever you standing on, just make sure you got a group of people that relate to it. You know what I mean? It's 1 billion people on earth. If I can get 10 people rocking, if I can get 5 people rocking, I just earn 10 new fans.
Yeah,
so
and they gonna tell team. Each one gonna tell team.
Facts.
So like, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Like I said, it's something about sitting here with you, having met you before at the show, watching you perform, listening to what you said on. It's kind of like you got depth. That's what it really is. Like, can anybody else in the room agree? Like, he has depth.
Yeah.
Like, see, that's how real this is on the BT5 series. Y'all ain't even know folks is in here. Like, But that's what is what's like the hardest thing you had to come like push through?
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn, that's deep. The hardest thing I had to push through is, the fear of probably missing out and the fear of, the unseen and the unknown. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is that FOMO shit. That shit, all artists out there, I'm not talking about I'm not talking like I'm Big Willie. I'm just saying from my experience. If you focusing on the fear of missing out, that FOMO shit gonna block your blessing, bro. You know what I mean? Like if I would have been in the crib, like, man, they invited me, but I don't think I'm this, that. Whoever performed it could have been, Michael Jackson could have came back from the dead. I gotta perform. I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So the fear of missing out, man. The fear of unknown. You know what I mean? Like if I would have never went up here, I would have never saw myself being top 3. I'm gonna keep just a moment of transparency. This is my trials and tribulations. I'm just speaking to y'all right now. It was a moment where it kind of hit me in reality when they called my name. I kind of was still like standing on the stage. I'm like, damn, not like on some like, damn, I never get called for nothing, but it's like, okay, like it's some dope artists in here, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
there was a lot of talent
for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like no, just oh yeah, we pick him before he came type shit. You know what I'm saying? So for me to even, grasp the attention of the judges and some of the crowd, being able to work the crowd and going outside and the person with the gimbal that had the phone, like, yo, bro, I want to follow you, you hard. You know what I mean? Keep pushing that shit that you pushing. You had the crowd working, had the ladies at the bar vibing out. You was playing around with them.
Yeah, people was rocking with
so,
you, man.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate little shit like that, little tidbits like that, to keep me going. And I also appreciate, the harsh criticism too, because it's a double-edged sword in this. You got to take the good, you got to take the bad with it. I learned something new today, not to talk over your backtracks. If you did a song, it's your obligation to know your song, whether, it's a beat or, whether it's vocals behind it. So, I'm learning something new. I'm taking it, I'm dissecting it, taking it apart so I can put it into my arsenal or my repertoire. So when next time I can perform a little bit more polished, you just get 1% better at, each performance. So I'm trying to get as much polish as possible.
What I tell y'all, see, here at the BT5 series, we got different caliber of artists. We got artists who just starting their journeys. We got artists who've been on their journeys for quite some time. Matter of fact, the last interview I did, no, the one before the last interview I did, that guy been doing music for a long time. But it's like one thing I think that shows up for an artist is the passion. And your passion is definitely gonna carry you. Like you said, you just learned that today. I'm sitting there looking at you like, do you know what you really just said for real? Like you just learned that today. Now watch how your next performance turns out. Because you didn't need it. That's the other thing. It's like you didn't need it. I heard you. So it's like when you do your next performance, I'm already knowing like you're gonna get some followers off of that. You're gonna get some people like they can be like, oh, okay, bet. Next time I see you, it's gonna be like, see, he wasn't even doing that the last time I saw him. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like just the fact that you even mentioned it on this interview. Like I'm telling you, like, I was saying like, does he even know what he just said for real? But it shows me that you real. It shows me that you real for real. Like, I
appreciate that.
And that's what's up, man. Like, you got any kids?
No, not at all. Not at all. And no offense, you know what I mean? If you got kids, we doing it for the babies, you know what I mean? We progression forward, we trying to black love, all of that. I'm rooting for that. Or, wherever you, well, you know what I mean? No kids. Not right now. I'm trying to leave behind something so I can have kids. I ain't trying to be fucked up. No offense though, you know what I mean?
Listen, ladies, if you want me, you gotta put a ring on it.
Nah.
Yo, nah, for real though. But like, all right. So when you make your music and you get to the future, right? What do you want your future kids to think when they hear Daddy on the track?
Shit, that Pop wasn't perfect. You know what I'm saying? Especially in music. You know what I mean? That shit is not gonna be perfect. I'm pretty sure a lot of people if you take away the music aspect, if let's just think about it, like, what if your kid can go back in time and see you on social media? Some of the stuff that you may have posted, some of the stuff that you made, some of the text messages you may have, shit like that. So everybody is gonna have that.
Lord have mercy,
man.
My kid gonna be
Dad, you was out here wilding.
Like, Daddy, what is that? I'm like, listen. I I go to church now. You know, I'm a totally different man.
I feel that. But you know, I really want them to basically, you know, to get their own you know, assessment and basically just say, you know, I wasn't perfect, but I stood on what I believed in. You know, I always try to motivate, because that's really I just be trying to motivate, man, for real. Like I really be trying to motivate in my raps. You know, it just it's something. If you love it, just do it. You know what I mean? It's cool to be trendy. It's cool to have the best hooks out. It's cool to be playing and knocking in the clubs. But if you love this shit, do it. Like just do it. Like what we doing it for? We do it for all facets. You know, to make ourselves happy at the end of the day. You know, this is what we do. This is our therapy. So just know that every time I went in the booth, I gave it my all, and I hope you know feel my words whenever you listen to my music. You know what I mean? I hope you get motivated. I hope you take something from listening to my music. I don't want you to just, I don't want my music to be like, oh yeah, he caught a wave, or, you know, he had a nice little vibe. I want you, you know, it's more than just snapping and dancing. I want you to, you know, think. I want you to listen. Like, yo, 5, 10 years from now, BOSSSLINI, he was talking some shit.
Yeah, he was saying something. Like he was saying that.
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, you may not catch it now. It's not good for you to catch now. You know what I mean? But, you know, as long as you get the message, you get the message. You know what I'm saying? Like I handcraft my shit. I take well care of my shit. When I go into the booth, I treat the shit like a real 9 to 5. I just try to go in there, punch in, clock out, do my job, take my lunchbox and go home, do the best thing that I can do. And, you know, hopefully y'all hear that through my music, because I'm trying to make some shit like, you want Ruth Chris or you want McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't, you know what I mean? We're not trying to make no microwave.
Some of y'all deserve McDonald's.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make no microwavable shit. Like I'm trying to make something that's gonna last 10 to 20 years, not 10 to 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm pushing it. Trying to make some shit that's gonna last like a while. So, you know, even if you don't think I'm there right now, you know, like it's words of affirmation. I'm trying to get to that point. So
yeah,
that's what I'm pushing for.
Hey man, like
I want to be an all-time great.
Say that.
Has anybody said that on the interview?
Say that.
Not like,
thank you.
I want to be like, if we in this shit, like fuck, like I ain't saying fuck the money, because everybody deserves to be compensated, but like I love it. Like I love this shit. Like for real, I love it. I love it. So, you know, I'm trying to be all the snickering and all the laughing, you know.
I've been waiting for that.
But that's what I'm trying. That's the all-time great.
So y'all heard
all-time great.
Y'all heard it here on the BT5 series. So when y'all buying his albums by the millions and whatnot, and y'all streaming him, you know, just to wake up and go to work in the morning because he feeds your spirit or whatever the case may be, just remember, you heard it here first.
Facts.
All right, you heard it here first.
Facts.
So run this back, play it on your little YouTube clips. I know how you little streamers be doing this stuff. Play it on little YouTube clips, and remember, you heard it right here. Brass caught it live. All right,
Facts.
Take the picture. Like straight up. But so we get ready to wrap this up. But before we go, is there anything you have to have said? Anybody that you want to shout out? Anybody that's been down with you from day one? Or just simply a message, or I don't, you know, whatever you feel putting out there, man.
Facts,
Where can
man.
people find you? All of that.
Absolutely, man. You can find me on all social media platforms at AAO_BOSSSLINI, against all odds BOSSSLINI. You know, shout out my little bro D2K. He just had his interview. Shout out King Gizzy Greg. I rock with him heavy. Shout out Blizzy No Kizzy, man. You know what I mean? I was seeing him doing this thing, and the whole Tech Now crew. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, there's no age limit on success, man. You know, you closer than where you are than, you know, where you think you at right now. So, you know, never give up. It's so cliche as it sounds, man, but just never give up. Keep doing your thing.
It's the only way.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you know, you closer to your dreams than you know it. So you know, just catch my tapes. I got a tape out right now, Arm Boss. If you're really into some bars and some R&B infused in one, you know, download that on all streaming platforms, all major platforms. It's called RN Boss by AAO BOSSSLINI. I got some new shit coming out. Me and my little bro got a tape called Prime. It's on the way. Me and D2K. It's called Prime. You know what I mean? And no, all gas, no brakes with it. All gas, no brakes with it, man. You know, I ain't where I'm at yet, so why the fuck would I stop? And that's on God, like Kizzy said, on God.
And that's just real. And that's just real. And that's just real. So, yo, this has been real, man. I appreciate you coming to the show, man. Yeah, I appreciate what you did on that stage.
Likewise, brother.
And make sure y'all like, share, follow, comment, run this up. Right now, we got a little record to beat. I want him to be the one to beat it, all right? So make sure y'all stream this, play it, like it, share it, tell a friend. Hey, I saw that boy over there on the bench. Make sure y'all do all of that, and make sure you subscribe. One love. I'm out. Yes, sir.
Facts.